Hello, beautiful soul. This is a juicy topic all about receiving the masculine and feeling safe to receive and hold on to masculine energy. So if you are someone who has struggled with in the past, whether this is in regards to men, in regards to money, or in regards to your mission, your business, your purpose, your career, right? These are all masculine characteristics, and if you have struggled to receive, to hold on to, or to attract a higher caliber level in any of those categories, then we're going to dive into what might be causing that today, okay? So this has been a huge part of my own healing journey, especially when I started doing the quantum healing hypnosis work and the very beginning of working with my first mentor in that space was so much about healing wounds towards the masculine. And it was like shocking, honestly, shockingly profound in a good way of how deep my own personal wounds went towards masculine energy. So I want to give a few different overviews of what this can look like and how this can play out. And before I get into that, I just want to note that there is an incredibly powerful activation that I have just uploaded inside my monthly membership. So if you want access to that for the hypnosis recording, the link is down below to check that out. And I'll also explain it at the end of this video, okay? But for myself and for a lot of women that I've worked with and a lot of women that I've just talked to and connected with around the world, there's a lot of common themes that we've experienced in regards to masculine energy. And that's because generationally on the planet, there have been certain patterns that have been kind of programmed in and normalized. And it led to a lot of different or similar actually traumas and wounding around that. So I want you to pay attention as I'm sharing about this of where these certain wounds might play out for you, because I know women who have incredibly healthy, conscious, loving relationships with the man or like men in their life, but then they struggle with money. And then I know women who have the opposite, right? And so it might not be something you see across the board, but typically you will notice it in kind of consistent themes regarding masculine energy. And what I want to notice is that if you felt a lack of safety towards masculine energy in your childhood because of an absent father or just the ways he was showing love or support didn't match what you needed and wanted, or whether it was more intense things such as abandonment or abuse or any of the even bigger levels of pain that it might have caused you, we have what is like, could be called an energetic signature. You could also think of it as like a hologram, a print that has been caused from those experiences or that particular moment. And if you had like abandonment wound, which I've talked about very openly many times on many different videos and podcasts and posts over the years, where that was my specific wounding of not really trusting the masculine energy to stay or to show up for me the way that I wanted, because my dad was so busy running his business. He wasn't really physically or emotionally present the way that I wanted. I never felt like I was good enough because he could find time to give attention to other people, but not really to me or my brother, from my perception at least as a child. And all these different things that made me not feel safe, that it was actually like a grounded, secure, stable presence in my life. And if you've done any study on energetics, that is one of the most important things that the masculine energy provides is that presence, like that stable force, especially for women because we're often very flowy. We can be all over the place. So to have something that feels stable and strong to hold on to help support us in everything we're navigating and the whirlwind of our emotions that is so, graciously received. But if you didn't experience that in your upbringing, then what can happen as a grown-up is that you actually don't feel safe. You either A, don't believe it's possible, or B, you don't feel safe to attract it or receive it or hold it because it's so abnormal to you. It doesn't feel, it's not something you know, right? I talk about this often of normalizing things in your nervous system, because if it feels strange or you're like unknown to you, then oftentimes we push that away, we shove it away because we don't know how to respond. We never had that kind of programmed into us. So that's where the reprogramming work comes in, to retrain yourself with a healthy masculine energy, how to actually receive it, how to open up and hold that, and like be able to be in your feminine and trust that that masculine is there to support you. So obviously there is a whole other topic, a whole other discussion that can be had about the fact that yes, there are unsafe men out there. There are unsafe women out there who are highly in their masculine energy, and we don't feel safe around them, right? So I'm not discrediting the fact that there are men who you might not feel safe with, but what I want to draw attention to and what I want to invite you to reflect on or really pay extra notice towards is the fact that you also have an internal masculine and internal feminine energy. And more important than focusing and projecting all your pain and all your things externally is to learn how to build up your inner masculine. So this is something I dive into in different quantum healing hypnosis courses that I have called Inner Masculine Alchemy, and really making peace with your own masculine energy to protect, provide, support, be grounded, be all these different pillars that we typically look for outside of ourselves. But for this video, I want to speak more about like when we create safety within, then we trust ourselves to attract better, to set boundaries better, to walk away if things are unhealthy or toxic. We trust ourselves to be protectors, right? And to honor the sacred feminine energy within us. So yes, there are men out there who can do some work and become more safe for you as a feminine being. But also, if you take accountability for your inner masculine and you start to create and embody those characteristics, it opens you up to also embody those beautiful divine feminine characteristics as well. So you want to be able to be soft and receptive and lean back and relaxed and trust that you're supported and held and all these things. But if you're only relying on that outside of yourself, then you're going to be in trouble, because at some point, what if that person's gone? Or what if something happens, right? Whereas the work I do is focused on creating it within and creating it through a connection to the divine creator, God, right? Because that is ultimately what is with us all the time, 24/7, across all time, space, dimensions, and realities, is that connection to source that can provide those characteristics and give us that strength or that stability or that shoulder to lean on, so to say. But what I talk about in this specific training that I have in mind and this specific quantum activation is about actually learning to feel safe, to trust yourself and your own discernment. Because I'll give a personal example, when I was operating from a wounded masculine template because of the things I saw in my dad and the things I experienced in my upbringing, I didn't trust myself to attract healthy masculine energy. I didn't trust myself to set boundaries and protect myself from unhealthy masculine energy. I felt very weak, very disempowered. And so I wasn't really able to embody much of my feminine energy at all. And yet I also wasn't necessarily embodying a healthy, protective, masculine energy either. I was just kind of stuck in a lot of the lower templates of both characteristics, both energies, okay? When I started shifting and creating peace and allowing my inner masculine to rise up and feeling that strength, that stability, that solid foundation within me, and feeling that masculine presence of like a protector and honoring the feminine, honoring what is sacred, not tolerating being pushed around or treated like shit and disrespected, having this strong masculine energy to support through those things, it literally allowed me to embody more of my feminine and trust that I could hold my own and trust that I would actually start to attract better from this new energetic signature. So like attracts like, and if we still have really deep wounding or pain, or if we're still blaming all masculine, you're definitely not going to feel open to receive a healthy masculine because you're expecting money, men, and mission to let you down, right? If you're in anger towards it or helplessness or whatever kind of characteristics, then you're not going to feel empowered and open to call in what you really want. And that's what keeps us looping in these cycles where we're continuing to be in the same patterns. I felt that in regards to money for a while, because money would come and then it would go. And so it added to this abandonment wound of like, money actually isn't supporting me. It's not providing for me. It's not caring for me. It's coming in and then it's disappearing and abandoning me as quickly as every other man has, right? I had so much in my energetic signature and my personal template around this abandonment wound that I didn't trust myself with it. So you can imagine if I'm not trusting myself with money, then I'm not really going to attract it in the first place. And secondly, if I do attract it in, I'm not going to feel safe to trust myself to handle it. And so I'm going to self-sabotage. I'm going to make poor decisions. I'm going to manifest more bills or more expenses. And suddenly this money that's come in has gone out. But we are all creators of our own reality, or co-creators, I should say, because the divine has the ultimate say. But we have a huge influence. So when you shift your energetic signature, when you feel safe to trust and receive and open up, and when you believe that there are actually healthy masculine energies out there, whether it's through men, whether it's through money, whether it's through your mission and a channel that you are, bringing into the world to assist and to support and to help and create an impact, if you believe that a healthy energy exists in those things, then you can start to feel safe to receive it, to hold it, to normalize it, to see it as a part of who you are and what you're here for. Okay, so this is what I dive into inside a quantum healing hypnosis activation that I just did. So it's all about allowing yourself to open up and receive, to trust and feel safe around men, money, and mission, and that masculine energy in general, to really print in a new divine masculine template. And we're basically restructuring the architecture of what makes you who you are. So in the subconscious, as well as in your energetic body, to allow you to now start to magnetize the desired reality instead of from your pain and from your old wounding, right? So this activation is linked down below. You can dive straight into that for $55.55, or you can join me inside my monthly membership, where you get access to that as well as all other quantum healing activations that I have done in the past. You get daily downloads from me inside the group, as well as monthly Q&A coaching calls. So if you're looking more for community and consistent support and activations and things that keep you inspired and empowered and motivated towards your goals and to just being in your highest self and in your power, then I'm going to invite you to join me inside the membership. And as I said, you could get started right away in there as well with the same hypnosis activation. And the monthly membership is $33.33 per month. Okay, so both of those links are down below in the description. I just really, really want to run home the fact that as triggering, people might get triggered, as triggering as this might be, the more you can take accountability for your personal energetic signature, the things you can control. We can't control if a man has done you wrong, okay? I've been done wrong by a lot of men. I can't control that. But I can take accountability for the ways in which my own lack of confidence allowed certain things, my own beliefs of unworthiness enabled things, where my own energetic signature kind of attracted it and enabled it because it felt like all that there was, and it was like, well, this is what I deserve, so of course it's here, right? When we normalize something, we continue to attract and receive it. And that is why this work is so important, because you want to start normalizing better. And as I said, you can't always control the external, but as you do these things to shift inside, it empowers you to handle situations in a completely new way. And you do actually have a major ripple effect in terms of what you are now attracting into your field. So as you clear out the distorted, wounded, masculine templates towards these things, when you believe that money actually wants to support you, and men actually love to respect you and treat you well and support you, and your mission is here to love you, respect you, support you, right? Provide for you. When you normalize that and you reprogram that into your being, then you are now a vibrating vortex for what matches that frequency. And that's what allows the internal to create the external. And it's what allows you to start to attract and create the reality that you actually want. So this activation is so powerful for doing that. And I hope you check it out. I would love to see you on the inside of the community. As I said, both links are down below. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you again soon.